Why and how of the skin aging process. For decades, doctors think that the reason for aging process in the human body and in the skin specifically is caused by the sum of extrinsic and intrinsic factors. And these factors are influenced by our exposome. Exposome, everybody knows, is the sum of all the factors like tobacco, sun radiation, pollution, etc., that induce accelerating skin damage in our bodies. In the last decade, the concept of inflammation is very important, and today we can talk that the faster aging process in the human beings is the sum of age, the exposome, plus inflammation, low level inflammation. And these factors induce all the factors that can cause the aging process and that can explain today why people aging in a faster way. But it's possible to know the reason why we age. For decades, for almost 70 years, there were many theories trying to explain the reason why the human being age. But today, it's really simple to identify these factors. Today, we talk about the hallmarks of aging. The concept of hallmarks of aging is a recent concept, around 10 years. Today, there are many people talking not from nine hallmark factors. Today, there are many people talking about 12 different hallmarks related with aging, but you can see clearly which are these factors. The first is genomic instability. Second refers to telomere attrition, epigenetic alterations, loss of proteostasis, the relation of nutrient-sensing beta cell, mitochondrial dysfunction, cellular senescence, stem cell exhaustion, and finally, altered intracellular communication. The result of all these factors is a huge change in the communication between cells. And communication between cells is absolutely important for the process of replication of cells in our body. This process occurs around our entire lives, and probably the loss of information with altered transcription, transduction, and biosynthetic protein synthesis is the causes of the aging process in the body. In this way, today we can talk about these factors as the cause of the aging process, and there are two important factors that define the aging process today. The first one is the loss of information inside the cell. This is a new theory promoted by Dr. David Sinclair in Harvard University, and the second one is mitochondrial dysfunction. Today we can consider that these two factors are the main causes of the aging process in the human. And now a simple question. If it is so clear, why so many people and why so many doctors consider that the DNA in our body is the same is the same or is not the same in all our cells? There are many people that think that the DNA is different depending on the cells, but really the response is the DNA is exactly the same in all our cells. What happens? And the response is epigenetics. Today we don't talk about DNA. Today we are not talking about genomics. Today we are talking about epigenetics, because epigenetics is the science that defines the way as our DNA express the information and the changes related with the expression of this DNA. It's us that cause that the results in the expression of different cells. In the genome, today we know that there are different circumstances like DNA methylation, histone modifications, and the presence of microRNAs that induce a specific changes in our genome, and these changes are the responsible of the different expression of the same DNA in different cells. The DNA is the same, and in this slide you can see that the same DNA can induce neurological cells, muscular cells, skin cells. Remember that we know for 3 or 4 decades the way, the structure of the DNA. And today we know that this DNA inside the cell, specifically in the cytosol, in our body occurs two important processes: transcription and translation, that are the processes related with the production of proteins. Finally, all the expression of our genetic material is the production of specific proteins. And in these two processes, transcriptions and translations, our body, from the nucleus to the cytosol, and using the ribosomes and the apparatus de Golgi, can produce proteins, and finally our cells use these proteins for their internal mechanisms of life, and our cells can to send these proteins outside the cell to act in another cells close to the cell that produce the protein.